Okay, let's go into the plots.
All right. Up the hill?
After passing over the Brecon Mountains, we came to a small village called Nelson, where I would meet my good online friend, Tony O'Neill, for the first time.
Well, believe it or not, I am in Wales. That's like a country, right?
It is a country.
And I am getting to meet Tony O'Neill from UK Here We Grow in person.
Hi guys, how you doing?
And we've known each other online for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And I made a special effort to come and see him in person and see his allotment and meet his beautiful family.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's brilliant. You've travelled a long way to come and see us, and it's been great to meet you finally in person.
I know, it's awesome. It's like you know, you get to know people online, and then when you see them in person, it's like, oh, well, that seems so natural. But when I stop, when I lay down at night and I think I'm all the way across the world from where I live, it's just kind of unreal.
How do you find coming over here?
It's so, well, the countryside's so amazing.
Yeah,
you know, it's so green, and if you keep following my videos of Kaye's Europe trip, you will see all the green hills of Wales. But hey, can you speak the language?
No.
Welsh?
I can't.
It's all consonants.
It's something
there are no vowels.
It's something that people get taught in school.
Tony has a very active YouTube channel, and I am just amazed that he is able to do all that he does. He has huge mailing lists and newsletters that go out. He and some admins manage 4 Facebook groups. You have a huge allotment. You are almost self-sustaining. He's got a pond. We're going to see all of this, water catchment systems. Plus you work full-time.
I do, yeah, I work full-time.
He's a fireman.
Yeah.
Tell us about your job. Do you have to put out fires?
as a firefighter you would, yeah.
And you've got a polytunnel, and you're building a shed. He's been spending a lot of time working on your shed.
Yeah, huge
and green vegetables and a fruit orchard.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, this allotment's got 78 different plot holders, and they may have multiple gardens as part of their plot. For myself, I've got 2 full plots and a half plot for the fruit area. We rent these plots on an annual basis. For me, it's just £42 a year. It's
wow.
really, really cheap. I couldn't hope to grow everything that I grow here at home because my garden at home is really, really small. We also have areas where people can come and try gardening to see if it's for them, and they're like dedicated raised beds that they can grow in, and we've got an area for the school as well. The local school come here and they garden. There's a polytunnel there, there's some raised beds and things like that for them.
And fortunately, Tony lives
across the road.
Almost literally across the road from the allotment.
This one is donated by the council, and it's run by association, so we govern ourselves. We have a committee here and we govern that, and we set out the plot fees and everything else via that. But what it means more importantly is I'm not investing here and going to lose it in 2 or 3 years time. I got this until I decide to quit, so if I'm here at 70, then so be it.
That's awesome. All right, well, let's check it out.
Let's go.
Okay.
I made a video on showing people how to bring water into a garden, and the reason for that is to bring wildlife here, frogs and toads and things like that, which will help to control the slug population. And this has got quite a good little feature in that the rock wall that you see, underneath these big slabs there's a channel of water that birds and things can't get to, that the frogs can hibernate in. They can get out there and they can hide, and within the wall there are little holes that they can get in and hide, so it protects the tadpoles from the couple of fish that are in there, and the frogs and newts and things got somewhere that they can hibernate. So this is the water catchment that I have on the plot. Now we do have running water to taps on the plot, so it comes from the community, but I believe that we should use all the resources we can, so I catch as much water as possible off the polytunnel and the shed. And in this area we've got 4 IBC containers joined via a pipe, so that this one is also filled at the same time, and they hold 1,000 litres each, which on here, if we're looking at gallons, is 260 gallons, and we have 8 of these on the plot.
And they're all full.
Every one of them are full. I've only just started getting on top of things here. These few potatoes here are in here because they are for a world record attempt of a giant potato. That's what these are in buckets for. We've got some grapevines here that are being espaliered across the back wall of the polytunnel, and these were only planted last year and they were a little twig about a foot long, so they're doing really well. So we've got a couple of giant carrots going here and some giant parsnip. They won't look pretty when they're fully grown, but it's all about weight for these. Across here we have some aubergines, or eggplant as you guys call them, and these are for a world record chili as well, and we're trying for the world's longest chili. So those 3 plants there for that. And in here we have fold away shelves. It allows us to start off all our seedlings and things throughout the beginning of the year, and we can heat just this area rather than the whole tunnel.
Nice.
And we can then fold these shelves back against the wall and we can grow in this bed also. It's double insulated plastic, and when the windows are in, it can get quite hot. So at the moment in this room it's 38.9 degrees.
How hot is that in Fahrenheit?
In Fahrenheit, let's have a look. It's 102.
These plants look so healthy.
Now, they are my marrows, my giant marrow, and these are hoping to give me 150 pound marrow, and they'll be going out into the raised beds that you'll see, and I literally mean that when we get down there. So both of these plots are mine, and they go right way up to the conifer at the back here. I've been setting up for marrows to the left of me, and just on here we've been set up for potatoes and brassicas and other things like that. A marrow's like a courgette or zucchini, but they get very large. Last year it grew, went to 102 pounds, and this year I'm looking for around 150 pounds. This year's been very strange. We've had hail and snow one day, and we've had really heavy rain the next. Yesterday we had thunder and lightning and 5 degrees, and today is glorious sun, and it's absolutely boiling. So you just, the plants don't know whether they're coming or growing at the moment. So my rejects.
Rejects?
Yeah.
They look so good.
Yeah, they're all rejects. They should have been out of the pots a long time ago. But we've got some figs and another grapevine here. 3 different varieties of fig there.
Tony's giant cabbage selects had been moved into the garden and were being protected by plastic from the wind. Tony has several videos on how he makes the leaf mold he uses for compost, so be sure to check out his channel. As it was only the last of May, there wasn't much growing yet outside. The marrows will take up most of this area, and the bed frames he scored from the firehouse when they upgraded their beds. They'll be covered in row cover cloth to protect the marrows. Watch for August giant vegetable updates in part 2. This side of the plot is for growing vegetables to feed his family. The broccoli had taken a beating in a recent storm.
Here are going to be giant runner beans, and there is one just poking its head through the ground here. I decided to do an experiment this year. Typically I get about 15 pound of potatoes out of a bucket, and I planted 20 potatoes in this row, and I planted 2 potatoes in each bucket, so there are 10 buckets, so 20 in that row there. And we're going to compare both on the weight over a row rather than just the odd tuber, so that you get an average weight. And so later on in the year we'll have the results for that as well. And they've just come up. All the other potatoes planted a little bit later, but I wanted to get them into the ground for that.
Were your parents gardeners or farmers?
My granddad was really good, and I started growing with him when I was about 4 or 5, just like my children have. So eventually they'll probably grow up to be gardeners as well. And you know, I've been gardening now for 35, 36 years, so
That's wonderful.
You know, yeah.
Let's see the fruit orchard.
Okay.